She discovered she was pregnant, but her ultrasound showed something that wasn't normal. Some kids say that their parents worry way too much, but it comes with the job. Children are their parents' pride and joy, and the last thing they want is for anything to happen to them. So when Laura Lynn Stacy didn't phone home, her father urged authorities to help him find her. Parents care for us, nurture us, and are always there when we need them. Their undying love for their children is beyond compare, and it doesn't even matter how many times we may bicker with them. They are at our beck and call 24/7, but while parents' styles may differ, there's one thing that scares every parent in the world. They'll do whatever it takes to keep us out of trouble and make sure we're never harmed. Since they can't watch us 24/7, especially as we get older, every parent has a fear that their kid might wind up missing once they walk out the door. But one father's fears came true one day when his beloved daughter didn't come home when she was supposed to. In 2017, a father from Colorado was beside himself with concern after he noticed that his 28-year-old daughter never came home. So in a fit of desperation, he checked her social media accounts to find clues as to where she could be. But what he found made him rush to dial 911. Laura Lynn Stacy had some pretty big dreams. One of them was to become the best real estate agent ever. So after she graduated from Colorado State University, she went out and turned this dream into a reality. But Laura never realized that life was about to throw a major curveball at her. Stacy had set out to become the best in her line of work, and despite her young age, she managed to achieve that. Her future was looking very bright, and her parents, Steve and Marcy, couldn't have been any prouder. But he never imagined that his daughter's dream would lead her on a dark and unexpected path. Stacy had decided to move to Los Angeles, where the real estate market was booming, and her parents fully supported her all the way. In fact, they offered to lend her a hand to make the transition easier, but it was a decision they would later come to regret. Stacy had lived in the same city as her parents for over 20 years. They were a tight-knit community, but now she was going to be living far away in a different city. This was tough for her parents to swallow at first, but it wasn't any easier for her either. Although her parents had always given her the life that she always wanted, she was ready to start a new life in Los Angeles. But to put their minds at ease, she promised to call her folks every night after she got home from work. Stacy called her parents on a daily basis before hitting the hay to tell them about her day and what she had accomplished. But she wasn't just like this with her parents. She was also keeping her friends in the loop by sending messages back and forth. But one day, seemingly out of the blue, she stopped. One day, Stacy broke her daily ritual of reaching out to her parents, and they knew something was wrong, so they tried calling her, but she never picked up her phone. Her siblings and friends didn't have much luck getting in touch with her either, and that's when they all realized something was wrong. Everyone who knew her tried to keep calm by staying positive at first. Maybe her phone had died or someone stole it. Then again, she was always so busy that it's possible she left her phone on vibrate so she wouldn't be disturbed while she was with a client. Then she sent her dad a text, but they couldn't help but wonder, was it really her? As it turns out, Stacy wasn't the one who sent the text. It was the person who found her phone at Golden Valley Park in Santa Clarita, California. That was 30 miles from her LA home. But how did it end up so far away? Her parents were worried about their daughter, so they went to Los Angeles and filed a police report. They also informed Stacy's co-workers and friends that she had gone missing, but no one had any idea what had happened to her. The Los Angeles Police Department sent a chopper out to look for her, and everyone started to panic. After an extensive search, the cops found Stacy's abandoned vehicle, but her disappearance remained a mystery. Neither her parents nor her friends and co-workers had any idea what had happened, but they tried to hang on to hope. Sadly, things weren't looking so good. Where could she possibly be? Her roommate claimed that the last she had seen Stacy was at their apartment in Hollywood Hills on January 22, 2017. But then she simply disappeared. Her parents knew this was a bad sign. "It's been a nightmare, and I just want to be woken up from a bad dream," Stacy's mother told the media. A lot of people love her and are praying for her and want her home safely. But were they getting their hopes up? Authorities assumed that Stacy's car engine had stalled, and since she was miles away from a nearby auto repair shop, she called for a lift to get back to the city. But her parents debunked this theory right away. Her parents knew her better than anyone else in the world, and they were certain that she would have taken great care not to lose something as valuable as her phone. So what did happen to her? 3 days after she vanished, Stacy was seen walking along the 14 freeway, and although she seemed confused, she was okay. But despite her parents' relief, cops noticed something off about the way she looked. The cops claimed she was disoriented when they found her and suspected that she might have been suffering from dehydration and exposure to cold weather, but her parents were just happy she was alive and headed to the hospital where she was being treated. Her parents were grateful to everyone who lent a hand in the search. Specifically, we would like to thank the Los Angeles Police Department and the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department for their swift response. Her dad told the media, but was she physically and mentally okay? Local volunteers and rescue teams had spent 3 days providing the Stacys emotional support to help them get through this difficult time and were elated to hear that the young woman had been found alive. Although everyone was very curious about what happened to Stacy, her parents never divulged that information to the public and asked that everyone respect their privacy during this difficult time. Our daughter's physical condition is currently being evaluated by medical professionals, and we await the results, her parents told the media. Our family is not in the position to give interviews at this time. As a result, we respectfully request privacy, her father added. When news broke out of Stacy's disappearance, the nation was on pins and needles. And while everyone was happy that she was found safe and sound, the events that led to her disappearance remain a mystery to this day.